smart contracts, which essentially allow two parties to trade in an automated fashion, and it also decentralized, secure, and publicly verifiable through the blockchain.
Implementation of agnostic specifications of smart legal contracts. Such a specification seeks to establish a universal common foundation for the anatomy of a smart legal contract. How do we bind natural language and logic together? How do we build modular components comprised of executable clauses? How do we generate obligations that can be omitted from these contracts? How can we verify the state of contracts? To embody that specification in open source code, so anyone can pick up those code libraries, instantiate that within applications that they're building. Smart contracts for legal application. How do we render contracts that we use today in commercial transactions executable? Smart legal contracts hold huge promise in our opinion, fundamentally improve the functioning of legal transactions, capable of a degree of real-time state where contracts can manage property rights per their terms, creative contracts to manage and register property, such as the process of buying and selling real property, complex derivatives transactions. So at a high level, this means reducing transaction costs and managing contracts, improving the accuracy and efficiency of transactions, and hopefully increasing certainty and reducing disputes. Improve the operation and provision of legal services. IoT-enabled smart legal contract. Automating an escrow payment upon specified conditions. Standards are very important in this area. Enables us to create a reference framework for using smart legal contracts.
Agreements intended to be enforceable at law. Speed, accuracy, consistency, clear features of smart contracts. Verification, authentication, security, control, and audit. By their nature, they're enforceable. You don't need to sue if they are self-executed. Clearly a need for a standard. The more automation that we have, the more that will need to be output and outcome based.
The law should be fair, simple, cost-effective and modern. And the Law Commission's been asked by government to look at smart contracts.
Implementing a set of commercial infrastructure for being able to move around things like houses and cars and using smart contracts. There is very little need for legislative change to get that stuff to work without necessarily requiring a lot of fundamental rewiring about our thinking of contracts.
Smart contracts can aid in the protection of things like intellectual property. Smart contracts can protect copyright, automate the sale of creative works online, eliminate the risk of file copying and redistribution. Smart contracts can be the lawyer's friend, and smart contracts and automated documentation would in effect significantly reduce the grunt work of the transactional lawyers. Pre-specified action happens automatically.
We have to consider things that span many generations. It has to have a linkage to the outside world. Otherwise it's useless. We link things to an outside world. There's things called oracles. So what we should look at in this instance is actually having a method to have a distributed set of oracles. And that distributed set of oracles is then used in a consensus way. We need that trustable set of oracles.